everybody, Optimus Prime here, back with another video review. Now today we are going to be debuting the Hot Toys reviews on this channel with a look at the Hot Toys movie masterpiece 179, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And as you can see, there is a nice picture from the film here on the actual package. You see Amazing Spider-Man there. Hot Toys movie masterpiece. There's a Hot Toys logo there. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's there. And on the packaging, it really does have this nice embossed sort of spider web. As you run your hands along, oh, you can sort of see it there. You can see all the dark lines in it. It's a nice spider web thing. You do get a picture there of Spider-Man. On the bottom, you just see the Amazing Spider-Man. On the side here, you do get a picture of the actual figure. Right there, and it says Amazing Spider-Man 1/6 scale collectible figure MMS 179. And on the top just says Amazing Spider-Man. And on the back, you do have a nice picture of Spider-Man here, as well as the cast and crew responsible for bringing us this figure. You also see warning, choking hazard. Adult collectible, not a toy, recommended age 15 and up. So you see all the crew emblems and stuff like that, Hot Toys and something I can't read, but it has Marvel here on this side. Now, when you open the package, you just slide it right off. It is just like a shoebox. As you can see, it's not a straight line, and I do find that really cool. It just adds a little more awesomeness to the actual box. You can see it just slants. Now, as you can see, it does have a nice picture of the figure there on the inside and inside the inner sleeve here. It says Spider-Man 1/6 scale collectible figure down there. And it says here, ever since Peter's parents disappeared, he has struggled to find his purpose in life. Now, on the brink of unlocking the mystery about what happened to them, he must face the ultimate challenge, one that has been created within the laboratories of Oscorp. Very cool, very, very nice bio there. So, here is the figure, and you just want to take this and fold it, bring it out, bring it down, and here you would have the figure inside with all his various accessories. But obviously it's not there because I don't want to spoil that for you. But, you know, very nice clamshell package with the figure here on the inside. But let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, and here we have Spider-Man opened up and out of his packaging. Now, we're going to start off with his accessories. Included in the box, you do get these 2 extra hand pegs. The Hot Toys just includes these in case the hands break or whatever. So, just in case something goes wrong, you do have spares. You also do have 2 fist hands, done in a very nice plastic, done in a very nice rubbery, punchy pose. Very nice. You also do have 2 relaxed hands that are currently on the figure. You do have 2 more closed hands to grab the web from him. You do have the web itself. You do have 2 more splayed open hands for web crawling on walls or whatever. And you do have his signature Spider-Man web shooter hands. So you get lots of hands with this guy. Lots of hands. In addition to all of the hands and the 2 pegs that you get, you also do get 3 different types of webbing. Now you have one that's just a straight piece of web, meant for if he's swinging or if he's holding on to it, and it is just a clear plastic. It is very nicely detailed. You can't really see it all that well, but if I hold this up behind it, it is just a nice clear plastic molded to look like webbing. And you also do have 2 smaller pieces of webbing with a ball on the end and a little hook on the end here. As you can see, just like that. It's thicker down here, and it gets thinner as it goes up. And it does sort of have a tail on the end so it can actually hook or look like it's coming from the web shooters. So you do get 2 of those. Putting that back, which can be a bit of a pain sometimes because the foam doesn't like to move. So you do get 3 choices of webbing. In addition to the webbing, the hands, the extra pegs, you also do get another head sculpt. And this is the unmasked version. It is meant to look exactly like Andrew Garfield, and it really does do a phenomenal job in my opinion. The only thing that does kind of bother me about this head sculpt is the side battle damage here, the scrapes on the side of his head. Whereas in the beginning of the film, when he had this more undamaged suit. We saw him a couple times without his helmet, or without his mask. And he didn't have this battle damage. I mean, maybe if they released a version that was battle damaged, this would go great. But this suit is more in the beginning of the movie. So just coming up here close so you can get a nice look at that head sculpt. And really, really nicely captures Andrew, I think, in my humble opinion. Do get a nice face sculpt, nice little molded hair. And the suit itself is molded onto the neck, and the neck does have all the joints that the original head does. So, you get that. Now, coming on to one last accessory, and I sort of have him posed with this. You just take him, set him off to the side, and you do get a display stand. Now, it just says Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man there. And you do get the adjustable cradle. You just pinch it here, pinch the two wires together, and you can bring it up, bring it down, however you want. Mine is a little loose at the base, so I don't know if I just don't have it in all the way or what, but I don't intend to hang my stand upside down, so it doesn't really matter. Just something to know that it is a little loose. And this is sort of standard with Hot Toys figures, that they do just come with this adjustable cradle. And you can have that however you want. Now, coming on down to the figure himself, and it is a gorgeous sculpt. I absolutely love this. It captures how he looked in the original movie, and you get some nice spider details. The fabric on him himself is a very nice, very stretchy material. And it is very, very nice. And as you can see, he does have the yellow eyes as opposed to the white ones he gets in Spider-Man 2. And these were more, I believe they were sunglasses that he just clipped and put on the suit itself. So you do get that nice detailing here on the spider logo on the front. Very cool. You see the actual web shooters there in the hands. And the hands do have some really nice molded detail in them themselves. And it's just overall a fantastic suit. You come down here, you do see that he has these sort of sneakers molded into his boots, which I honestly like. I actually really, really like that. I think it's much better than having just like a fabric. It makes much more sense to me just to have a shoe, but I'm in the minority, I suppose. Now, setting him off to the side there, for a size comparison, here you have him next to MP10 Year of the Horse, Optimus Prime. A human taller than MP10? Whoa! But these are a 1/6 scale figure. So, in essence, they're about a 12-inch tall figure. Yay! Coming around here, getting rid of Optimus Prime. Bringing in the Combiner Wars Voyager Prime, just to show how that one scales with him. So you get a sense of how big he is. And now, the articulation on these guys is phenomenal. You want to come in here to the head. It does rotate. It is a little limited due to the way that the suit bends, but I feel that that just makes it so much more accurate to how it would actually function. You can look up, look down, look anywhere you want. If you do pose him so he's looking, you may have to move the neck fabric so it doesn't sort of stretch over time. And that is one downside to the figure, because the material is so rubbery, it sort of hampers some of the articulation on this guy. So head does that. It does not rotate at the base. Arms will go out that far, and you can see what I'm saying about the articulation and the moving with the suit. So if you just bring all that down, it looks much more natural as opposed to much more wrinkled and such. It rotates at the bicep, but again, you have to sort of move the material with the arm. He does bend at the elbow in 2 joints. See, there's 2 joints there. And his wrist does rotate. It goes up and down and just all the way around. Looks like he's giving an intelligent speech. I don't know. And as I said before, nice detail with the web shooters there, which is one thing I actually had a problem with in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, is that he just sort of had this ability to shoot them out of his wrist, whereas he was supposed to actually have to make the web shooters themselves. But you know, no film is perfect. He does have an ab crunch in 2 places, so you can really get him bent over. You can really get him into some really nice swinging poses if you really so choose. Coming around here to the hips. Ugh, looks like a zombie now. Getting these out of the way. His legs do go up that far, and as you can see, the material just sort of hampers the movement. He can get up about that far, but you sort of have to hold it. Otherwise, the material brings it back down. No real backward movement on the legs, unfortunately. It just kind of tears away at the sculpt. And then the knee is double jointed. And the foot can only pivot about 45 degrees. So it can only move like that. So it's really, due to the sculpt of the boot, it's really kind of limited on just how much you can actually move the bottom half of him here. And you can bring his legs out. You can't do a full Van Damme, but he can get pretty close. So he's not as posable as some people would like. And while I do kind of find that there are more poses I'd like to do with him than I'm able to do, it doesn't really hamper my enjoyment of this figure. Now, he does come with accessories, and just to get the alternate head sculpt here, you just want to come around here and just pop off his head. Off with his head, just like that. As you can see, it has 2 little clips there, and it's a square hole that just pegs right into. And there you have him, unmasked. And it is very nice. Just zooming in here so you can see how it actually looks on the figure. It is very hard to tell where the sculpt of the head begins and where the suit ends, just due to the way that it's all sculpted. The joints on here are really nice and tight. And I actually really like this unsuited Spider-Man. Not that I don't mind the head. I really don't mind the yellow eyes. Andrew Garfield did such a good job in Spider-Man that I just think this might be my go-to display option. I might use the head, but I think I'm going to use this for a while. I don't know, I just really, really like the way you can have him unmasked. Now, like I said, he does come with his web-slinging hands, and they'd be completely useless if you couldn't swap out his hands. So, to do that, all you want to do is you want to come here and pull gently on his hand, and that just pops it right off. Now, you can just pop on the web-slinging hand like that. It'll just sit in there. Or, you can come in here very carefully and sort of remove, I hate to do it, you have to remove this peg. And remove the peg like this. Now, all you do is you take this hook section, put it around this base here, and put it back on the arm. Just getting that up like that. Bending up a little bit. There we go. Putting that back in there like that. And there you have his web. Now you take, it's a little droopy. You take the hand, plug it back onto the wrist, and sort of bring the suit down underneath it. And I think I may have the wrong hand. No, I don't. Okay, I thought I did. And there you have the web slinging. Now, the joint on the hand is kind of screwy, as you can see. It only rotates this way. It only bends this way. So in order to get him into a more up and down, you have to rotate the peg, and it's kind of hard to do. But like that. And then you just peg in the hand like that. And there you have him in a web swinging sort of pose. And you can't see it because, well, my background's white. But there he is, shooting a web at somebody, if you want him to be doing so. It is cool. I'm not gonna lie, it is really phenomenal that they give you this option if you really want to. Now as I said before, he does come with this one sort of smaller string, and you want to take the narrow end and one of the gripping hands. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but there's a tiny hole down inside his hand that you just want to stick the narrow end in. And now you have him holding his web. And to change it out, like I said, all you do is you come around to this side, pull off the hand, pop this one on, and because of the way that the joint is, it only rotates this way for now. But it can go like this if you orient everything properly. Just get the suit rotated around like that. So now you have him holding one like a sword and shooting one out of this hand. Now the Hot Toys Peter Parker / Spider-Man is a really good figure, and I think that Hot Toys honestly really knocked it out of the park with this guy. This is how I have him displayed, and he is absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely dig this figure. Now, Hot Toys are sort of on the more expensive side of collecting, and they're not for everybody, but those who have them seem to really, really enjoy them. So, that's all I can say for now. This has been Optimus Prime with the Hot Toys Amazing Spider-Man. Hoping you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. Take care, guys.